Hey Rich Welcome, welcome back to an episode of Batman Arkham Asylum. Hope you guys most certainly are having an absolutely amazing day. Please like, comment, share during today's video and hit those notifications as well as greatly appreciated. Today guys, going to be 100% completing the game right here today. At long last, we're going to be completing our very final objective, which is going after the Riddler, and of course looking into all within the Chronicles of Arkham, being within Quincy Sharp's side, where we kind of got to be revealing the very spirit of Amadeus Arkham himself. So guys, can of course smash telling today's video would be very greatly appreciated, and hope you can of course be reaching that goal today, pretty much on the objective of everything. And we're going to be straight away looking to the map. We're right on top of Arkham Mansion, right here, ready to be solving our very final riddles, coming to defeat the Riddler. So very much through my walkthrough and in between episodes, I've been really going into a lot of the Riddler trophies, the riddles, the Riddler secret maps, and also the Chronicles of Arkham, in order to get to where we are now with the Riddler completion. So we've got one last final riddle to be solving straight away on Arkham East, so we pretty much got all the places as well. So we've got North Island, intensive treatment, medical facility, cave, the mansion, penitentiary, botanical gardens, and Arkham Island West. So that's pretty much everywhere that we've been to already. We're going to actually look into the very Riddler files, because it's going to be the very final Riddler audio file we're going to be listening to. We're going to listen to quite a few of the others as well right here, so felt like that was going to be a lot of fun for today. And let me just see, where exactly is the Riddler? Here he is right now. So, with an obsessive compulsive need for attention, Edward Nygma is determined to be the most outlandish of Gotham City's criminals, concocting elaborate series of clues and riddlers around his crimes. Batman has proven a worthy opponent capable of deducing the Riddler's plans, but Nygma is dedicated to creating a mystery the Dark Knight will not be able to solve in time. Well, that's clearly not going anywhere, as we can already see for all the Arkham games anyway. We're also going to be doing an Arkham City walkthrough directly after some of the games currently playing. So Days Gone, Team Sonic Racing, and Wolf Among Us, and pretty much this episode that we got already coming out, so very nice. Real name Eddie Ashton, aka Edward Nygma. Occupation professional criminal. Base of operations Gotham City. Eyes blue, hair brown, height 6'1", weight 183 pounds. First appearance Detective Comics 140 October 1948. He was definitely one of the very first villains to be coming into the comic side of things. Again, Joker was pretty much the very first of them all. But Riddler did, of course, come right down the line, straight late 40s, so there you are. His attributes: genius intellect driven by a need to test his wits amongst law enforcement by leaving clues to his planned crimes, and compulsive need for attention. That's always something with Riddler. Let's start looking at some of the patient interviews. So I think pretty much he had Dr. Young kind of take his recordings, as I remember. So here's our very first one, tape number 21.
Patient interview 21. Patient's name is Edward Nygma, also known as the Riddler.
Couldn't be any more right.
So, Edward, Warden Sharp tells me you've been leaving threatening riddles scrawled on the asylum walls. Again.
One would have to be severely paranoid to read threats into harmless riddles, Dr. Young. May I test you with one?
Always loves asking the questions.
What is it that walks on 4 legs, then 2 legs, and finally 3 legs?
God, I remember this one.
A human being. As a baby it crawls on 4 legs, as an adult it walks on 2, and in later years it uses a cane.
Good try. But the answer to all 3 is a baby.
Here we go.
True, it crawls on all 4s, but cut off its legs and it can only wiggle on 2 limbs. Give it a crutch, it can hobble around on 3. You see?
It's horrible. How can you even joke about that?
Easily, Doctor. It's not my baby.
Well, that's an easy enough answer, isn't it, Riddler? With no empathy or anything for anyone, so... Again, that's always been Nygma's agenda. On to tape 39. Is it quite a way straight to jump all the way to tape 2?
Interview 39. Patient's name is Edward Nygma. At this point in time, I've yet to decide if Mr. Nygma is a suitable candidate for the Titan process. I'd like to talk about your childhood.
Miserable. Next.
By all accounts, that is where your fascination with riddles began. I believe discussing those years could explain your compulsive behavior.
Very well. My father hated me. Always called me a moron.
It's coming into his origin right now.
I was determined to prove him wrong, so I entered a contest at school. A $20 prize to the kid who could figure out an almost impossible logic problem. I won, of course.
By no surprise.
And that pleased your father?
Hardly. He was convinced I had cheated. He kept yelling, "You must have cheated! Admit it, you moron! You cheated!" I swore I didn't, and he hit me for lying.
Ooh.
I'm sorry to hear that, Edward.
Don't be. He was right.
Well, at least he was anyway, Riddler. Alright, so whenever it comes to facing off Batman, Riddler would always come in second place. Whenever it's going to be pretty much almost anyone else, it would always be first place for Riddler. anyway. He'd always be a step ahead of everyone else, unless they could actually be figuring out his clues and figuring out that way to be taking him down at the end of the day, which of course you got to be solving all these riddles and puzzles before you can even do that.
Patient interview 44. This is yet another interview with Edward Nigma. I have yet to make up my mind whether he's a genius or just deluded. Whichever one he is, just being in his company is both irritating and exhausting.
Something we all have in common.
Miss Young. You look tired. Anything you need my help with?
No, thank you, Edward. I am here to help you. We all are.
Forgive my
That's what
arrogance,
Arkham's
Doctor,
for.
but if you think I need your help, well, you're in the right place.
Let's look at it a different way. Throughout your career, you have specialized in bizarre traps and convoluted clues that more often than not result in the death of the unfortunate participants.
And if the citizens of Gotham were smarter, my games would be merely an amusing diversion.
Instead of death traps.
You really should be thanking me. Weeding out the ignorant, the stupid, the useless. But don't worry, I'm sure you would survive. What a lovely photo on your desk, Doctor. Your family. Mother, perhaps.
Put that down. Get out. Guard!
Well, that got straight to the point real fast anyway. So if you guys, of course, wondering about how many times I've actually been completing Arkham Asylum, this is by far not really my first time. This is actually about to be my 4th time right here. So I've actually completed the game 3 times, 2 through the original version of the game, and my 3rd time through the Return to Arkham Remaster, which is available on both PlayStation and Xbox. So, again, it's definitely been by far my favorite game of all games. Definitely had a very close connection to me and pretty much everything I love about Batman and all the characters and all. So it's always been something special whenever it comes to my favorite game within the Arkham series. So let's move on to tape 4 and see what it's all about.
Let's discuss your obsession with Batman.
Hardly an obsession, Miss Young. I simply feel an obligation to expose him.
You know who he is?
More important, I know what he is.
He's never figured that one out either.
It's obvious. The mask, the weapons, the scare tactics. He's a criminal. No different than Joker, Two-Face, or myself.
Most people consider him a hero.
Most people are idiots. They can't see Batman for the villain he is. Riddle me this. How did he get his car and his gadgets?
I don't...
With money stolen from the criminals he defeats.
Oh yeah, that's how it
Why
works.
is Gordon turn a blind eye to his antics? Batman bribes him. The answers are right in front of your stupid, gawking face.
Edward, please, calm down.
Wake up, Gotham! No sane, law-abiding man does those things. No one's that selfless. Batman is as vile as they come.
Security! Security!
I've always loved the voice for Edward Nigma within these games as well. It's definitely been one that's quite empowering from a lot of the voices within the Arkham games. It's definitely been quite funny, quite witty, and definitely been quite an enjoyable one to be hearing. And it's definitely going to be one we'll be hearing probably a lot more within Arkham City than... No, wait, actually Arkham Knight than probably a lot of them anyways it comes. Because in Arkham City, he will definitely say quite a few of the same things, but when it comes to Arkham Knight, he definitely knows how to brand the market, because you have to collect every single one of those Riddler trophies, no matter what, just in order to be getting after the guy. And
This is my final interview with Edward.
boy, does that all feel worth it.
As far as I can. I can no longer tolerate his mood swings and tantrums.
Feels worth it for every other game, though, I would say.
Getting on with. He will be transferred to Dr. Whistler's care as of next week.
Good morning, Doctor. How are you today?
That's a contrast.
Thank you, Edward. You're in a good mood.
I'm always in rare spirits when I'm about to be released.
And with high hopes.
You know you don't come up for parole for another 3 years.
First thing I'll do is have dinner at that Italian place on 19th Street.
Seriously, Edward.
I only hope Joker hasn't completely trashed the city. Oh well, I'm sure I'll find out soon enough.
We're getting there.
Have you been in contact with the Joker? He escaped Arkham weeks ago.
And yet, one hears things.
All the tapes prior to the story of the game.
Oh, something about a surprise party for Batman. I forget the rest. You know Joker. Yak, yak, yak.
Edward, if you know anything, you've got to tell me. Lives could be at stake. What did Joker say?
You forget, Doctor. I'm the one who asks the riddles.
And that's definitely a fact well known very much. Is the Riddler's definitely not one to be taking in the answers anyway, so let's get straight to the very final riddle right here. This is going to be the very last be hearing of the Riddler, so I think that it should be, yeah, right around here actually. So I think you need to be stepping in the very right position or to form a question mark right here. This riddle's actually been used quite a few times in actually a lot of riddles in this game, and probably Batman Arkham Asylum is definitely all my favorite riddles actually here to come. So here we are.
You did
very
it?
final riddle.
You must have cheated. There is no way you could have beaten me. Well, you asked for it, Batman. My final challenge for the whole of Gotham is just seconds away. What? Sirens. The police. You cheated, Batman. You couldn't have outsmarted me. Police, open up! No. They should open the door now! Now! Down on the ground! Down on the ground! No! Tell me, how did you work out where I was? Do you hear me? I, Edward Nigma, will...
And that's Riddler for you folks. So now we've pretty much 100% complete the game. I'm going to be essentially reviewing quite a few things before we pretty much finish things off of Arkham Asylum. Honestly, it's been an amazing one, folks, let me just say. Definitely been one of my favorites personally upon the channel, which might honestly be kind of a rare thing to honestly be thinking, because we definitely play quite a lot of amazing games here upon the channel, and some being quite hit or misses as well. So yeah, as we kind of going to be coming into some of... Yeah, that's our very final riddle right there. And I kind of want to be leaving that one to spare upon East Island. And hopefully from completing this game, we will probably be doing some stuff later on down the line. Maybe some of the challenges. There's also a Joker challenge video that I've done probably around a year ago, actually. It's definitely one of my first videos I did, which is where Joker's actually beating up the Arkham guards whilst to the listening of Mozart music. So that's definitely been one of my favorites to be having upon the channel, and definitely quite a fun one to be having. So we're going to be kind of coming to the nitty-gritty of the Chronicles of Arkham right now, straight through Warden Sharp. So we're going to be pretty much coming straight to the character. Are we not able to... Okay, that's a bit of a shame. We can't actually listen to these tapes, unfortunately. So... Again, I'm really sorry about that, guys. It was definitely kind of a one-time kind of thing. I originally tried to record it, but then, honestly, I was just trying to find out where this very final riddle was, and honestly, it's a bit of a pain when you've been playing the game, you know, 4 times over. Quincy Sharp has been running Arkham Asylum for the past 3 years, has dedicated his life to restoring insanity, the so-called supervillains that plague Gotham City. He is currently campaigning to become the next mayor of Gotham. To facilitate this campaign, he has investigated stringent new security, experimental research policies at Arkham. So the facts pretty much right here. Real name Quincy Sharp, occupation Warden of Arkham Asylum. If you actually listen straight to the tapes, it will say his occupation is executioner. So that's actually quite a difference they get right there. It's definitely kind of very nice to get these little hints and attention to detail throughout the game. So it is very nice when coming into context of things. Base of operations Gotham City, eyes blue, hair grey, height 5 foot 8 inches, weight 190 abs, first appearance Batman Arkham Asylum, summer 2009. Which, believe me guys, is honestly a shock to me, because I would have definitely felt like the Warden would have always been the very same Warden for all of Arkham Asylum throughout the years, but they definitely always know to switch up the character when it comes to Detective Comics. So let's look into the attributes of the character. Intense dedication to cleaning up Arkham, pompous and old-fashioned in demeanor, with a focus on his own political aspirations, contempt for Arkham inmates, and disinterest in the specifics of their treatment masks a cowardly nature. There's also says masks as well. I think pretty much some of the other tapes we've actually got available from Joker, Killer Croc, Victor Zsasz, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, and the Scarecrow. And I think that's pretty much it right here when it actually comes to a lot of these files. And we've actually got... Oh, hang on one moment. We've actually got... Yeah, so that's what I meant by executioner. So you've actually got all these tapes. Let's actually play them right now.
I am the spirit of
that.
Amadeus Arkham.
This is amazing, guys. I'm really sorry about that.
I have saved this cursed city, though my own curse is to forever remain in the shadows.
I never realized this actually part of all the bios.
My story is carved into the very soul of Arkham, and will only be revealed to those dedicated enough to discover it.
I guess it's always been a reason. I've never actually come back to any of the, you know, Spirit of Arkham type stuff. Like, it's been, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun to listen to. Sharp has a very powerful voice, and it's definitely one I've been kind of remembering a lot. And again, I also like kind of like the wind in the background, because again, it kind of makes everything feel a lot more alive and everything like that. So, again, when it comes to the Chronicles of Arkham, it really does make the spirit of the Amadeus Arkham, you know, somewhat be alive in itself, because that's who Sharp, of course, contents himself to be.
My family's blood ran through the heart of Gotham. We were doctors, politicians, and teachers. We have been the organ, cleaning the arterial filth from the city. We have been its servants, giving all to protect it. And still it has chosen to hurt us.
I also love how quick like a lot of these takes can be. They're a little longer along down the line as you kind of build up the story, because it's kind of introducing you straight away, then it brings you more into the nitty-gritty
As
of
Gotham's veins,
tale itself.
slowly filled with pain and suffering, the effects were felt everywhere. My father fell first, infected by some foul disease. My mother lived on, but only in a dream. I returned to the family home to care for her, where she remained in her bed for as long as her body continued to breathe. Her tears kept me awake at night.
And that's honestly amazing there, Sharp. Let me just say, when it actually comes to 100% completing these games I play upon the channel, when I want to 100% complete them is down to the equation of A, whether I really want to, and B, if I'm going to have enough time for it, because I will have, you know, time to actually complete like a lot of games somewhat down the line. Some I tend to get done straight away, and some it kind of takes a little more time for, and that's definitely been the case when it comes to Batman Arkham Asylum, because I'm playing all these new games right now. So Days Gone, Team Sonic Racing, and Wolf Among Us, whenever I complete those games, are going straight into Arkham City, and a lot more other games like that, including Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, maybe Borderlands 2, so we can get onto Borderlands 3, actually maybe both Borderlands games. Come to think of it, and quite a lot of other games coming on, and also Telltale Game of Thrones. I could honestly forget that one, as well as Life is Strange. That's definitely been one I've been wanting to play as well.
My journey lasted little over a month, visiting academics in both Metropolis and Keystone. I was exposed to a wealth of new ideas. I began my day returning home in good spirits, eager to see my wife and family. I ended it kneeling in their blood, broken fragments of my life, pouring through dripping red fingers.
This is where it all starts to taint and kind of transfer over now.
I returned to my work, but I could not shake the pictures from my mind.
The darkness is starting to take over.
I should have been repulsed, but I was more eager than ever to find an explanation for why someone would do this.
A character like Sharp, he really does kind of go alongside with the inmates, because when you kind of believe yourself as such a brilliant, kind of powerful figure, then it really kind of takes toll on you right there, because it is Quincy Sharp at the end of the day, someone who's been in quite a lot of trouble, as you know, for the Arkham games, so again,
they brought the animal
before
me, shameless and barking like a mad dog.
No, I always loved the story of
For
Arkham.
what felt like days, I endured his boasts. He took pleasure recounting his actions, cataloguing his depraved crimes. What should have been revenge turned to pity. This poor dog needed my help.
And Sharp's always believed within the case of rehabilitation. We're going to actually be finding out this one criminal right now.
The island changed little over the years. Its reputation was in tatters, but I vowed to fix it. As the buildings were rebuilt, I saw the future. A bright, wonderful future.
Oh, we know anyway. Let's move on to 8.
New brick, metal and paint covered old wounds. Fresh blood was injected into the body. Bright new minds came, and all swore to uphold our promises. We all knew we were the ones to fix this city. And the city would thank us.
By the way, let me just say, when it actually comes to solving the Chronicles of Arkham within Arkham Asylum, which, believe me, is such an amazing idea, only Batman can do it because he is the world's greatest detective. And that is why Sharp will not know who is able to pretty much figure this all out and who's going to be actually solving this case. But it was Batman at the end of the day, and that's why Sharp has such high confidence that Batman is the one to be saving Gotham right here.
My family's killer stood in front of me.
It really foreshadowed a lot of the late games.
Years of therapy have deemed him sane. I was proud to see him walk free. In exchange for his liberty, the state required only a signature. He talked about wanting to walk in a park, how he longed to feel fresh air on his face. And then he took my father's fountain pen and killed my secretary. As he was subdued, he screamed out, pleading for forgiveness, for pity. But I had none. I watched as guards beat him to a stain on the floor.
Again, this is always a weird thing that I tend to find out about Sharp, is just how calm and collected he can actually say a lot of the stuff he's actually saying right here. Because it is not something you really just roll off the tongue straight away with a lot of this stuff. But when it comes to Sharp, again, he will definitely kind of go straight to the point when it actually comes to deciphering these messages.
Spring was a turning point, a new beginning, a glorious realization of my true destiny. My family's killer perished in an unfortunate accident.
That did not
These
sound very
animals cannot be cured.
truthful.
Like dogs, they only respond to discipline. And if that fails, then I was afraid that these accidents would have to continue.
Yeah, I think we can definitely tell these aren't going to be accidents, Sharp, let me just say.
I took a walk around my island. I passed by the penitentiary and felt nauseous at the thought of the filth it contained. I looked out over the Gotham Bay, and in the distance I saw lights.
That's the location of very final
No
Chronicle.
doubt boats bringing more filthy degenerates to my city.
The place of the
I
penitentiary.
swore again to protect her from this darkness.
Okay, let's hit 12 right now.
I argued with the latest group of young, eager doctors. They bored me with theories and ideas, proving that they had no theories on how to cure these animals.
Well, it's Batman's Rogues Gallery.
Only
It's not
one
easy.
shared my vision. I offered her the chance to explore her dreams. She accepted. We'll make a good team.
Again, when it comes to the likes of dealing with Scarecrow, Killer Croc, the Joker, and so on and so forth, it's not going to be easy to rehabilitate pretty much these characters anyway. I mean, they're on the path, they're on the very path for a reason, so they're always going to be sticking to the very nail that they pretty much hammered into the wall.
The Gotham police dragged a new patient to the island. They said he was responsible for the disappearance of hundreds of the city's vagrants. As I looked at his disgusting body, all scales and teeth, my mind ran free, dreaming of delicious punishments to break this monster.
There really is a lot of references to the villains.
Doctors gathered around, poking it, examining, but only I knew what would cure him, once and for all.
So here they're talking about Killer Croc, which, by the way, does come into the account of an Arkham Knight DLC from this very message itself. So I'm really excited to be playing into the Season of Infamy DLC, which is essentially the expansion on the Batman Arkham Knight missions. So you're going to be dealing with Mad Hatter, Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, and Ra's al Ghul. Again, a lot of people saying Ra's al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul, but I always am known to be saying Ra's al Ghul. Even for like the Arrow TV show, they say Ra's. But there's not really like a right or wrong way of saying it. Like, they'll always be saying it, you know, both ways, which honestly is pretty much one of the weirdest things when it came to
The
kind of reading
beast
through
was
DC.
too strong. His animal savagery nearly cost me my life. I took my frustrations out on a lone patient. His case notes suggested he was a paranoid schizophrenic. His pleas, as I beat him to death, suggested much more. His confessions were illuminating. My path was clear.
Well, that's something to take to hear, isn't it now?
Every day I found the patients more distracting. Their insane mutterings and constant twitching disgusted me.
Well, that's Arkham for
There was
you.
only one way to cure this evil.
Being fair, he did set it all up.
Only one way to purify the city and ensure its future. I needed to prepare myself. I needed to be ready.
You're very close to being 3/4 of the way right now. We're making some good progress.
I had a
there's a
sudden
lot to take
pang
in.
of conscience. I sought counsel from my priest on the choices I had made. I asked him if it was a sin to kill in order to save a life.
I wouldn't believe it
The
would
holy
be.
man said all life was sacred.
Batman probably would.
But a judgment would not be upon my soul if I acted to save another. I left the confessional with my soul uplifted, convinced more than ever I am doing a service not only to mankind, but to God as well.
That's a very strong belief right there. Let me just say for you, Sharp.
I watched in silence as he brought in the woman. Her skin now a venomous green. The wanton creature no longer looked like a human being, much less a woman.
Poison ivy now,
The
folks.
Bible says, "Suffer not a witch to live." Yet he has once again delivered this female atrocity to our care. Once I have dealt with the monster, I think it will be time to see if green wood does, in fact, burn.
Oh, well, that's not a line you want to cross when it comes to poison ivy now.
Sitting in the darkness outside of his cell, I watched the crazed twitching, listened to the disgusting words that came from his mouth. How can I let a dirty animal like this live? He is the cancer I have sworn to protect the city from.
Either Joker or Zaz, I think. Anyway, from that one message, but let me just say, I guess we're going to be filling out
Curse me for
these
a
main
fool.
focuses.
How could I not see it until now? The monster had a confederate. I hid in the darkness near his cell, and saw with my own eyes one of the doctors whispering to him.
He'll be
She
Dr.
looked
Young?
at him through the transparent barrier with tenderness, with, dare I say, desire. My skin crawled with revulsion as she kissed the glass.
That's Dr. Harleen Quinzel.
Fighting the urge
That's,
to dash the woman's head through the glass, I let her continue. The damnable clown might have shared secrets with her that would be useful once the mad dog has been executed. I'm sure the woman will reveal what she knows to me. If not willingly, then certainly under electronic persuasion. After that, a lobotomy, I think. Unfortunate for one so young. But her lust has put the reputation of Arkham at stake. Yes, a lobotomy. The very thing. There is no other way to ensure her silence in this regrettable matter.
No, that's definitely something that Harley's going to be able to resist, I think. I mean, it is Harley Quinn after all, and some people say that Harley Quinn's crazier than the Joker, which was said in the Suicide Squad movie, which, by the way, I don't really believe
Yet
it.
again, I found myself watching
She didn't do
him.
anything to impress Joker.
No one can provide a cure. He laughs in the face of those who try. Amadeus would not have let him live. And neither should I. One last sip of cognac, and I was ready.
Okay, on to 21 right now.
He watched
22.
as I entered the cell. He smiled as I showed him the knife.
Oh, Joker will be very
I
happy then.
told him how I will use it, how I will cleanse this city. And then, terror. I was paralyzed. I struggled. I screamed, but I was silent. The monster looked at me, expressionless. He ran my blade slowly across my forehead. A smile cracked across his horrible porcelain face, and I heard the filth fall from his mouth. He laughed and called me that horrible name.
It must be entirely vulnerable to Mr. J.
It must have been Crane. Another one who doesn't deserve to live.
Definitely
Why
Scarecrow.
do these people thrive on chaos? Joker, in particular, desired anarchy. And since his escape will no doubt wreak it upon my city, I feel this is the end for my diary. Joker will be recaptured. My story will be told. I am not afraid. If Arkham becomes my cell, then I will know I did my best. I will be remembered.
Fingers crossed to that, Sharp, anyway. Let's go on to 23 and then we've got one more
I
after
am the
this.
spirit of Amadeus Arkham.
This is where it all begins.
Even though Amadeus had long since passed, his spirit lived on, surviving, moving through the walls of his asylum.
This is just so Sharp
When
feels
it
powerful.
chose me, I felt proud. I was honored to continue his work, to cleanse this city.
Time to pass the
If
mantle.
you are strong-willed enough to follow my tales, you are strong-minded enough to deduce my identity.
Me and Batman.
Come and find me, friend. Together, we will save Gotham.
And to that very point of location was pretty much where we had to pretty much leave Sharp away when we had to save him from Harley Quinn and pretty much
My
abandon
name
inmates.
is Quincy Sharp, the spirit of Amadeus Arkham. You have done well to decipher my story, and I pray it has helped you on your path. I trust that through my writings you will do what is right. Please, I implore you, continue my work. This city deserves a savior. Continue my work.
So we shall, Sharp.